Hello there, my name's Alex from Gardening Express, and today we're going to be looking at drought-tolerant plants. So we have had a very, very hot summer, and unfortunately that means sometimes you get hosepipe bans, which isn't great if you've got a wonderful garden and you're thinking to yourself, how do I make sure everything's well watered? Well, if you thought about maybe getting some drought-tolerant plants, you don't need to worry so much. So what I've done is I've gone around, picked a few of my favourites, and see what's best for your garden today. Let's go and have a look. So as we're going around, we can see here that one of the first ones we're going to be looking at for drought resistance is the Echinacea. Now you're probably wondering, that's a bit of a shock because you've got this wonderful flowering going on, as most drought resistant plants will be root-based, or they'll be grasses or perennials or evergreens. But here it just proves that even when you're making sure that it's drought resistant, you're going to get this wonderful burst of colour. Also known as cone flower, because of its cone-shaped flowers, as you can see, this wonderful big cone bulb at the top with all this flower and all these wonderful colours, with a slight change in tone as well, from darker reds here to lighter reds too, and almost purples as well. The Echinacea is actually, its ancient history is in North America, across the prairies and the big open fields, and actually some woodlands too. So they used to varying varieties of weather types, the cold, the hot, which works perfectly well over here in the UK. So it likes a bit of sunlight, it likes being in the full sun, and its water, based on the soil, is that you want it nice and loose soil, doesn't like to be waterlogged, and the loose soil is great for it because it has nice deep roots that goes down and gets the moisture. So that's the Echinacea, and on to the next one. Here we have an absolute classic, which is the rosemary, and this is the patio tree version of the rosemary. Now, the history of the rosemary actually extends all the way back to the ancient Romans and the ancient Greeks, because it comes from the Mediterranean. They used to use it as symbols for memory and loyalty. It then came over to England, and in medieval England you found them a lot in monasteries. Monks would place them, use them for herbs, medicines, and also perfumes and food as well over here in England. But compared to the ancient and medieval times, they used to be on bushes. Here we have them as this little patio tree. Now what's wonderful about this is it makes it a really nice modern look for your garden. You can use it to set and edge borders, and also into doorways as well, as a nice little doorway. And when you leave that door open up, you can grab a little bit, put it in a bit of food, and you can use it for yourself. What makes this so good for being drought tolerant is the fact it's got these very thin, small leaves. The water doesn't evaporate, it goes straight into the tree, and the roots are nice and long, like most of our drought-resistant plants. They're nice, deep roots in order to get the moisture from not just the topsoil, and because of its Mediterranean history, it's used to the sunlight. So, if you want a fantastic plant that is a classic and an absolute staple, you're going to want this rosemary. Let's go to the next one. So here we have the English lavender. Now, the ancient history of the English lavender is that it was found in the western mountains of the Mediterranean, so France, Italy and Spain. The reason why it's called the English lavender, though, is because we cultivated it so much, because we enjoyed it so. The Romans used to use it for their baths and their soaps, and it was used a lot in the Victorian era for the same thing. They used them in all their herb gardens, these big stately homes, and also just for the fact that it was so tolerant as well. So when we're talking about the tolerance to drought, the reason why it's so good is you've got these wonderful silvery hairs on the stems which absorb all the moisture and keep hold of it so it doesn't disappear. It's also got these very deep roots that go into the ground so it can pick up the moisture from nice low down. Also topped with these wonderful purple heads as well, so not only does the foliage smell wonderful, but you get a wonderful look in your garden too. And this wonderful look also attracts all the wonderful pollinators and the bees in your garden, so it'll help all the other plants in your garden grow too. So if you want to get a fantastic, traditional, wonderful smelling garden, make sure that you get the English lavender today. So that's been a few of my favourite drought tolerant plants that you can get here at Gardening Express. We've learned a little bit about their history, their uses, a lot of which are in herb gardens, and a lot of which are the smells. They smell so nice and they'll look great in your garden as well. So make sure that you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and follow us on all of our social media platforms so you can keep up to date with the best deals that you can get. Join our mailing list, and also if you join us on the Knowledge Hub on our website, you'll be able to find out more about all of these plants and many more. Thank you very much for watching.